everybody, welcome to the Great Room.
Thanks for having me. I just wanted to say hi to all my Facebook friends out there.
Are they ready for us?
Hey everybody, welcome to the Great Room. My guest today is Tift Merritt.
Hi.
And Eric Haywood on pedal steel. And we're old friends.
Yes, we are.
We got almost the whole Hands of Glory back together.
It's almost a family reunion.
Yeah. We were just warming up, and it's so nice to sing with you again.
I know. I love singing with you. I'm super happy to be here.
So we met.
We met in New York City,
In New York
we?
City, yeah. It felt like we were the last two musicians.
In New York City, in that neighborhood.
Manhattan. I know we weren't, but it definitely felt like you were, when I discovered you and we got together, it was like...
Yeah, we were neighbors and we were...
We're both not from New York, of course, so...
Yes. And there weren't a bunch of folkies in that neighborhood anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
You were on Sullivan. I mean, you were in the heart of the...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was a challenging time for me. It was really wonderful to meet you.
I
back
know.
then.
I remember the first time that we sang together too, and I remember my eyebrow went, whoa. That was really. I've always loved singing with you.
Well, here's a song you showed me back then that you were working on called Drifted Apart.
Drifted apart. You are a child when love is born. Can't stay a child for long. Maybe the good times are up ahead. Maybe those times are gone. Same things keeping us together are the very ones making it hard. Better take a look around. Baby, we're drifting apart. Drifting apart. Drifting so slow.
Drifting,
I watch you go. I watch you go. Don't pretend you don't know. Day by day, slowly you change, growing into what you are. Nobody sees it happening. It's easy like open a door. Same things keeping us together begin to make a wreck of our hearts. No use to shout about it. Baby, we're drifting apart. Drifting apart. Drifting so slow. I watch you go. I watch you go. Don't pretend you don't know. The quiet settling of the night, it always comes to this. You answer to yourself in the dark. That's where everyone lives. Same things keeping us together, all the problems we've had from the start. Stand beside each other, lonesome feels like the hardest part. Same things tying us together, all the very ones that tear us apart. Nobody's fault at all. Baby, we're drifting apart. drifting apart, drifting so slow. I watch you go, I watch you go. Don't pretend you don't know. Drifting apart, drifting so slow. I watch you go, I watch you go. Don't pretend you don't know. We're drifting apart.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I love that line, the quiet settling of the night, it always comes to this. The answer to yourself in the dark. I mean, it's very desolate and it's tough, but I love it's the way you made that work.
Thank you.
The quiet settling, it's just beautiful.
It's really hard to write about dramatic shifts, you know,
Yeah.
in a very plain spoken way. And that's what I like to do. I like to write about things in a really everyday language, so that it feels, something that's much more nuanced, but feels like, you know, you just said it to someone in passing. And I don't know why that's what I really like aesthetically, but that's what I try to do.
Well, I've come to like it.
Oh, good.
Since I met you, and since we did Hands of Glory, it was kind of a stepping stone to the last record, in that idea of writing in more plain spoken everyday language.
Yeah,
It's hard. It's hard
it
to
is
do
hard.
in a
It's
way
hard to
that's-
make it sound real.
Yeah.
And it's fun to say, okay, I don't have to have it sound real, but if you sign up
Right.
for that, you have to follow through.
It's easy to be like, oh, congratulations for being obscure, but
That's not what I'm saying at all.
I know. But as soon as I started singing with you, you kind of brought out a different way of singing in me. I noticed right away a different phrasing. Like suddenly felt like Willie Nelson or something when I was singing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think anytime you sing, I know for me, I feel the same way about singing with you, because, you know, it always becomes a third thing when people are singing together. And I find when I'm singing with you that, you know, I want to do a really good job, and I sort of, it's much easier to show up and meet someone else than to just show up for your own voice and for yourself. It's really a lovely feeling to be a part of harmony.
Yeah. And this song Drifted, there's different types of characters come out when I sing with you, but this one feels like the Righteous Brothers or something. Like I want to just let it fly, like
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely. This is a good room to let it fly in, too.
So we brought Alan Hampton too, which almost completes
Hi,
completes
Kevin,
the
wherever
hands.
you are.
Yeah, if we had Kevin here, we'd be the Hands of Glory. But I thought it'd be nice to have the third vocal part,
Always.
and why not some guitar? So we're gonna do an old tune of mine called Dark Matter.
More darkness.
Yes. When I was just a little boy, I threw away all of my action toys while I became obsessed with Operation. With hearts and minds and certain glance, you gotta learn to keep a steady hand. And thus began my morbid fascination. Tore the spines from out of all of these self-help books. Made myself a gun that not only shoots but looks so real. Yeah, it shoots through steel with razor dark matter. Razor dark matter. Sides, and who will be the one who will decide its true location? It's a question for the centuries, from communion to mad cow disease. But is it worthy of the song? Life's vocation. A noose is loosed around our necks, made of DNA. Every day it's growing tighter, no matter what you do or say. You can shoot right through with razor dark matter just before they kick out. They kick out the ladder. With razor dark matter. Razor dark matter. Is it in your head or between your sides? Who will be the one who will decide its true location? Nice. A lot of people ask me, and I'm now going to ask you. And I'm sure you're getting this question quite a bit because you've recently become a mother. Mm-hmm. Got a beautiful child.
And she's really sweet.
She's beautiful. And a lot of people ask me how it changed me becoming a father in my writing and everything. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about it. I didn't really have an answer at the time. It's like, you don't want to say, oh, yeah, you have to manage your time differently. That's boring. But I was kind of thinking, like, first of all, you're the least cynical person I know.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't know that.
Where I'm going with this is that, like, I felt like I was becoming quite cynical before I had a child. And I think it was just a defense mechanism from being open to the world. And
There are a lot of reasons to
yeah,
be that
it's just
way.
kind of worn down over the years. And it kind of it made that all seem silly and frivolous, you know. But what's your...
How has it changed me?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know, but I am a mom. I mean, that is my true vocation.
Right.
And I think a lot of things deepened, and you have this really pure experience of unconditional love going in both directions.
Right.
And so to me, there's a lot less time to write, but there's a lot more music and joy in my life just automatically.
Yeah.
And I want to put a good noise in the world, because the main thing I am at this point is I want to be a good example to my daughter. Like I want to become the best version of me, so she will, you know, all you can be is an example.
Right.
But it's just such a sweet experience of wonder, and I think having your finger on the pulse of that every day, you know, it's really easy to get tired of the same chords or the same rhythms or yourself or all of that. And I just think having this other person be the focus of my life is the healthiest thing that ever happened to my mental health.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way.
It's really, I love it. If I weren't 42, I'd want 7 more.
Yeah. This next song, this is on your new record, Stitch.
Yes, Stitcher's Award. Which one are we doing?
The Day He Died?
Oh, actually, this isn't on that record.
Oh, it isn't?
We didn't have time to, you know, I made that record in 4 days.
Right.
6 months pregnant, speaking
Okay.
of being a mom. And
Yeah.
this was a song that I was really sad that we ran out of time to cut it.
Right.
And I actually cut it later on and with my friends, with our friend Sam Bean.
Yeah.
And he and I did an acoustic version of it, and it came out really well. So I was, you know, these things have a way of working out.
Yeah.
But this song is inspired by the time that we were all rehearsing together, and I think I went to bed and you guys stayed up talking, or talking. Maybe you were drinking.
No.
No.
I see.
But J.J. Cale died that night.
Yeah.
And I didn't know J.J. Cale, but I just was having this really, he seems like he would have been such a unique human being, and, you know, with no remnant of himself on social media. You know, it was really like what his insights were and how he felt about the world, and those little things were really felt lost to me. So I wanted to make a list of them so I remembered. But I have to get that guitar for this song.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Ready? Every cigarette, every story told, every name he called, every time he loved, everything he knew, everything he'd seen, every tenderness, everything turned to sky the day that he died. Once he let me see what he had inside, what was in his prayers, his dreams and his eyes turned to sky the day he the other day I almost forgot. I wanted to hear about what he thought, and stories about where he grew up. I wish that I could call him up. Once a blackbird came, I swear he found me. It's like he put his arms around me. I heard his voice somewhere inside. I felt his heart go flying by. Turned to sky the day that he
Beautiful.
Thank you.
No, actually, I don't know Sam.
Oh, you don't know Sam?
You know, Iron and Wine, Sam Beam. I admire him greatly.
I thought you
We've
knew him.
passed in the hallways at Engine Studios in Chicago.
Well,
We'd always
we'll
be
have
working
to-
on a record in different studios, and
We all need to have dinner.
you know, yes. we do.
Actually, I'm sure he'd come sing with you.
I love that.
It's
He's-
so fun to sing in this room.
It is. It's very flattering.
It's a great room.
Yeah. It wants to be filled with music. So.
Yeah.
Speaking of having dinner, we remember once we had. I just think about this crazy. We had at your apartment or in your back courtyard in New York. Remember that one night we had the Handsome family,
We did.
Over.
Yes, that was such a fun night.
and from the moment they walked in the door, it was just like nonstop, like brilliant sound bites, like just like great stories, and like they're man, right away.
It was so fun.
Everything that comes out of their mouths is like
They're
Yeah.
so lovely.
yeah. So I
How are
thought,
they doing? Are they
they're-
doing well?
As far as I know, I haven't seen them for a while. Trying to get them on the show.
Oh,
sometime.
that would be great.
Yeah. So we're gonna do one of my favorite songs of
Oh,
theirs. We used to do this with
I
Hands of
love
Glory.
this.
This is called My Sister's Tiny Hands. We're just gonna wait for Alan to. Oh wait, it's Orpheo. Sorry,
Are we gonna do Orpheo now?
Orpheo.
We can do either one.
Just tuning loudly in the other room.
I couldn't hear it. Whoa. Grace, always.
Good? Yeah. It's called Orpheo Looks Back. woods and bathroom, you must cross a muddy river where love tends to fear. They say you don't love, there's only one way. On back from here. They say you don't love, they say you don't love, 'cause it'll disappear. All right. As if to see what lies behind them, through the shells of empty buildings and great columns of glass. They say you don't love, they say you don't love, 'cause it'll drive you mad. And if it drives you mad, and if it drives you mad, well, it'll probably pass.
Those are beautiful lyrics.
Thanks. Now it's time for
Now
Sister
it's
Tanya.
time.
And I want to say something about Eric Haywood's pedal steeling. I think perhaps the most least understood instrument on the planet, pedal steel.
Maybe for good reason.
And mysterious. No, I think it's a really, like, I don't know anything about the history of it, but it seems uniquely like an American invention, right?
Straight out of Hawaii, really.
Hawaii, that's right,
The
okay.
lap steel.
Yeah,
Slack-
that makes sense.
slack key, so
And they just amplified it.
just sort of morphed
Yeah.
into,
Yeah.
amplified and put legs on it, added strings. Somebody decided to try to bend the contraptions.
Yeah.
It evolved basically since from the 30s, so it's one of the newer instruments on the planet too.
Right. And you've got to have a good ear to pull that off, don't you? It's kind of like
or
theremin.
develop it as you
Or
go.
developing it. Not quite as hard as a theremin, but up there, right?
Yeah. I never thought I had good enough pitch to play it when I first started.
Yeah.
So you can develop your ear.
You apparently did, yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, this is a tune by the Hanson family. Came in this world together, legs wrapped round each other, My cheek against my sister's, we were born like tangled vines. And we lived along the river, where the black clouds never linger, and the sunlight spread like honey through my sister's tiny hands. But while picking sour apples in the wild waving grasses, sister stumbled in the briar and was bitten by a snake. Every creature casts a shadow under the sun's golden fingers, and as the sun sinks past the waving grass, some shadows are dragged along. Took to drinking bottles of cheap whiskey, and I staggered through the backwoods, killing snakes with a sharpened stick. Oh, but still I heard her laughing in the wild waving grasses. Still her tiny hands went splashing at the river's sparkling shore. So I took my rusty gas can and an old iron shovel, and I set the woods to blaze and choked the river up with stones. Every creature casts a shadow under the sun's golden fingers, and as the sun sinks past the waving grass, some shadows dragged along. All right.
Nice to be all back together.
So, you're playing a show tonight
I am playing a show tonight.
at...
I wish I could just stay for dinner, but I have to go to
I
work.
cooked?
You did cook.
No, I did. So, you're playing at the Bootleg, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, is it just you and Eric?
Yes, and we're on tour with our friend, the Suitcase Junket, and he sits in with us too.
Nice.
So we make a fair noise.
I really love the duo of you two, though. The kind of... there's just something about the way it kind of spills over the bar lines and has this sort of free-flowing...
We like it too,
Yeah.
and you know, we've thought a lot about how and what to add.
Yeah.
And I think the piano and the steel was sort of, well,
Yeah.
playing guitars in your band was
Mhm.
a part of it, and then kind of realizing that the piano and the steel was not a combination that you heard.
But the
that
guitar...
much.
Oh, you're saying it's a...
That that we
happening?
really like, that
Yeah,
we
yeah.
really liked it, and so it isn't like we wanted to just immediately go back to putting drums and bass in it. You know, we want to make the space, explore the space a little bit.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Yeah. Cool. Well, if you're in town,
Come to
check
the
out
bootleg.
Tift Bootleg. And there's so much to talk about.
I know,
But I
it's
kinda
too
wanna-
short.
I kind of want to play one more song with you.
Okay, let's do.
This is the first song we played together. I
Yes,
think,
it is. This is a good.
Which is,
We played it when Hurricane Sandy hit New York City. Was that
Yeah.
the first time we played it? No.
well, it was the first time we played live.
Yeah.
Was on the David Letterman show during
During a
Hurricane
hurricane.
Sandy.
Right?
We got hot coffee. It was great.
Yeah, and I think the fact that we got the call the night before,
Mm-hmm.
and we were all in the city,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it was supposed to be David Byrne, but he had so many horn players scattered around the boroughs that they couldn't all make it in with the storm going on. So we're like, sure. I was actually living like a couple blocks away
Mm-hmm.
from the studio, and
And
Alan was the hero,
you
going across the Brooklyn Bridge with the bass
Yeah.
during a hurricane. Yeah, you tried to drive into the city, and then you couldn't. You had to go back and park in
That's-
Brooklyn, and you,
Yep, that's right. That's right.
yeah, with an upright bass.
Whatever it takes.
I wish I
Yeah.
had a picture of that.
Anyway, that was kind of crazy. That was the first
Yeah.
time we played the
Yeah.
song live, was on TV. It's a beautiful song by Townes Van Zandt called "If I Needed You." If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. In the night forlorn, when the mornings fall and the morning shines with the lights of love, you will miss sunrise if you close your eyes, and that would break my heart in two. Ladies with me now, since I showed her how to put her lily hand in mine. Lupin leather green, she's a sight to see, and a treasure for the poor to find. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? Thank you, Tift Merritt. Thanks for being on The Great Room. Alan Hampton, Eric Haywood.
Thank you, man.
So lovely to play with you guys again.
Yeah, so nice. Thank
And
you.
I'll see you next week, next Thursday with the Lumineers. All right.
Boy, was that fun.